Assalamu alaikum, bienvenidos, and welcome to the Theimpactplay. My name is Muhammad, otherwise known as It's Yegu, and I'm your host and producer on the ones and twos, and we are your one-stop shop for the news, discussions, and reviews around gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, esports, and music. We're also keen on uplifting voices and even highlighting their stories. This support keeps the lights running and keeps the content coming. You can learn more when you're links over on Discord, where you can get access to some exclusive content, including the after version of the show, a whole ton of content for everyone else, including this review cast, and so much more. We are also Epic partners. Every purchase you make with an Epic store, whether it be Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more. No matter where you play or how you play, even if it's a free-to-play title, we use that Epic credit code. You get a commission and a little bit of a kickback, help support us in a brand new way. So make sure you use that credit code, the Theimpactplay, whether you're buying anything in Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more. No matter the platform, to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, PC, and even on Xbox. This episode of the Theimpactplay is also sponsored by Audible. However, we'll tell you about that later. This is our review cast where we are reviewing the 4th episode of Secret Invasion. So give it a listen and let us know your thoughts. Introducing is Team Impact, born in Atlanta and powered by the Theimpactplay. Learn more by visiting itsteamimpact.com. Once again, that is itsteamimpact.com. It's Team Impact and all of its affiliates are property and trademark of the Theimpactplay. All rights reserved. You can sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately get access to 1 credit, and for Amazon Prime, you get access to 2 credits, good for any premium title. Simply go to audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Once again, that is audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Alrighty, folks, it's time. So, episode 4, I believe. Yep. Episode 4 of Secret Invasion is available now on Disney Plus, and of course, we're doing a review cast, and this will also be a time exclusive for our supporters. If you guys are interested in becoming a supporter, doing this content and more first, you can go to our Discord invite link in the description of the episode, join the server, and it'll you could subscribe to our server that way, and that's how you will get support directly in Discord. But nonetheless, I guess let's get into this, folks. And this is going to be a 2-part episode, as per usual, for our review cast. Where part 1, we'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, and then part 2 is we're gonna have a more in-depth discussion, which we do not need to worry about spoilers. But nonetheless, let's get right into this, folks. Alrighty, so part 1 begins now. So I'm trying to think what revelations kind of happened in this episode that we kind of knew about. So regardless of the we got answers on the last week's episode, and on top of that, the consequences of those revelations, or not just the consequences, that affects. That's a better word of saying effects. The after effects after these revelations. So to speak, that's the best way to say that without spoiling anything. So, and then we also saw. What's this guy's name again? Gallic. Let me see. Gravik. Oh, it's close. So Gravik's plan is has pretty much begun taking into effect. And then not just that, there's like not like big what moments, but there is a good amount of it in this episode. But nonetheless, all in all, as the rating on the Theimpactplay scale, what should we give it? I'm trying to think, what should we give it? A 3 or 3.5? We'll give it a 3.5. because we're learning more of these characters, more of the story. Yeah, a 3.5 out of a 5-star rating on the Theimpactplay scale. So I guess that's it for part 1. If you guys want to join us for part 2, where spoilers will be discussed, just to give you guys an advance notice. Otherwise, if you haven't watched episode 4, what is this? Episode 4 of Secret Invasion, pause this or come back to this later once you do. But if not, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate every single one of you. Have a great one. And I guess we'll see you all on part 2. It's time for part 2 of our review, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for continuing to join with us today in our review cast, or giving you my hot takes, my opinions, and just discussing this show, or discussing whatever we want to discuss, whether it be a TV show, a film, a movie, a game, or what have you, whatever it is we're reviewing, or a piece of tech, or what have you. But nonetheless, I guess let's get into the second part of reviewing episode 4 of Secret Invasion. Nonetheless, we saw graphics action being taken into effect, and we learned more. We kind of have, like I said, the after effects of, or should I say, everything that happened because of these revelations. So we know Gravik was building a machine, and then we know for sure that that machine is giving them abilities, as we saw in the previous episode where Gravik has some healing ability, which is, I'm pretty sure it's not a regular Skrull ability, because we also saw what's his name, Fury's number 2, Talos. He got shot and he didn't heal. So that means that this healing, it's not just healing, it's regeneration, because he got shot in the head by Fury, but it just pretty much healed instantly, kind of like Piccolo's. If you guys are aware of Dragon Ball Z, the Namekian Piccolo, where he has regenerative abilities. As long as his head isn't cut off, he can regenerate any part of him. So that's essentially what it is, but even more advanced. And we also saw, we learned that Talos' daughter Gia also went in that machine, and she also has an ability as well, where we saw her being shot point blank. We assumed that she was dead, but she actually kind of came back to life because of whatever ability she has. I don't know what it is, immortality, because if it was immortality, she wouldn't die, right? But I think she just comes back to life. I don't know how exactly how her ability works, but yeah. But nonetheless, we also learned a little more of Fury's wife. What's her name? Priscilla, which essentially wasn't. She took like we thought that she was embedded by Gravik, but no, she took over someone else's persona, because the persona that she took over was of a dying woman. So she kept on visiting her back and forth, getting to know her personally, telling her dying wishes and what have you. So she pretty much took her role and fulfilling her wishes, essentially. And one of those was mirroring Fury and not hurting him, essentially. But she was ordered by Rhodey, which not really Rhodey, but I feel like Rhodey was replaced by not a copy. I'm trying to think of a word, but I can't think of it right now. But he was pretty much replaced by Skrull. Essentially what it comes down to. So that's why he fired Nick Fury, because it was all a plan to kill him, and he kind of ordered Priscilla to kill Fury, which of course she didn't go with it because she didn't want to hurt him. But nonetheless, Nick Fury was hurt anyways, obviously, because she was embedded into his life by false pretenses, and she didn't let him know until way after, years after. So of course, lied to me all these years. You didn't tell me who you were. Yeah, that's essentially what it came down to. And then Garvik's plan was to pretty much make it look like a Russian retaliation. Retaliation by the Russians because of the attack on Moscow that supposedly Nick Fury killed Mariah Hill. But nonetheless, that's what I mean. They're all Skrulls, by the way. And Fury and his number 2 Talos went into there's certain words I'm trying to think of and I can't think of it. But they went to the battlefield because of they were trying to attack the president and kill him, make it seem like it was Russian retaliation, and then essentially starting World War III. That's their plan. That's their plan of wiping humanity. They want humanity to wipe out themselves, essentially. And then we see Talos pretty much died, and he got killed in action by Gravik, because he took over the identity of, I guess, a soldier in the field, and he stabbed him, and he was like essentially dead on the scene. But that's about it. So that makes sense why Rhodey all of a sudden wanted to fire Fury, why he wanted to do all these things. And I thought that it was Nick Fury's wife, Priscilla, but she was pretty much a plant. She pretty much planted herself, and then she was following orders by Rhodey, Rhodey's duplicate, and pretty much Rhodey's duplicate is pretty much working with Gravik. And that's pretty much it. And then we also learned that where I assumed that Talos' daughter, Gia, he planted her inside of Gravik to get info, what have you. But she pretty much, that wasn't exactly the case. She embedded herself to try to make a home for Skrulls, essentially, where they didn't have to hide. But yeah, so that's about it on that front. But like I said, revelations, then pretty much that's about it. More revelations. That's all this episode was. So that's about it on that front. So I guess we're gonna end it here and now, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. Be sure to check out twitch.tv/Theimpactplay, where we do a live record, the regular broadcast of Theimpactplay, where we discuss gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, esports, and music, like that, the hotness around it. Reviews. We'll have some interviews as well. We'll be working on interviews which we haven't had for a while, and the reason why, I'll give you guys a little bit of transparency. Where for the last couple of months, we switched domain providers, and that pretty much caused conflict with our email. So I've been back and forth. How I had the email directly with the old provider, and I was doing it directly with another provider, where it'll make things a lot easier. And then since that switch, I've been working with another with actually a direct email provider instead of working with the email that was provided with the domain. I was working directly with them, and I finally got that resolved. So I'll have, hopefully by next week, I'll start working on getting some interviews in, maybe some guest appearance and what have you. Just let me know, either in chat. Let me know on social media. Let me know on Instagram, on Threads. Let me know where else are we? Snapchat. You can't really. I guess you could tag us on Snapchat. There's a feature on there. On Snapchat at Theimpactplay or It's Yagu. Tag me on either way, and then I'll know. And tag me who you want us to interview, who you want to see on the show as a guest appearance or what have you. Let us know what reviews you want to see, what content you want to see. There are also, I guess we'll get into reading mail after this. If you guys are interested in sending some reading mail to be featured on the show, here's how you can contact us. So you have a couple. So you have a couple ways to send us some reading mail. First way is if you guys are listening to us on Spotify. After each and every episode, there will be a question asking you about your thoughts on that particular episode. You can let us know your feedback that way. The other ways to do so are sending us an email to readingmail@theimpactplay.com via Discord. Which different link will be available. Discord invite link will be available directly in the description of this episode. Also, the last and final way is by leaving us a voice note over at anchor.fm/Theimpactplay, where your feedback, your thoughts, your questions will be either read live or played live here on the show. So, let us know your feedback. If you guys enjoy this content, you're going to see some particular form of content from us. Let us know in those particular ways via reader mail. Like I said, you have a slew of ways to send us your feedback. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we do go live or when we do upload content. Also, you could also leave us a review on just a rating on your favorite platform. Take you a minute or so and let us know your thoughts on there as well. Help us reach even more listeners, even more viewers, and you could also join the conversation offline in Discord, which the invite link will be available in the description and then about pages of our YouTube and Twitch channels as well. But if you guys do need a link, you can tag us on social media, send us a DM, and we'll get the invite link to you as well. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate every single one of you. Have a great one, and we'll see you all on the next one.